Hello guys and girls, aliens, time lords, companions, masters and whatever else you want to be in the Doctor universe. This is Nerd Vault, where we dive into props and unlock the infinite vaults of prop replicas in various genres. And even saying that, I find it weird to say because I've only actually ever mostly done Doctor Who on here. I think there's only been a few videos where Marvel props have been included, but there are going to be a few things in the pipeline very soon. At the moment it is primarily Doctor Who based. Probably for most of this year it will be Doctor Who based, but there are a few things I'm planning to get next year that are going to be you know, sort of thing. So yeah, but yeah, so today we're going to take a look at this, which is the wide slided Aztec, or known by us fans as just the wide slider, or WS if you are texting it. So yeah. I came by this, first of all, thank you to Alfie, who sold this to me. He was looking to sell it, and of course knew how much I love the wide slider, and asked me if I would like it, and it was something I couldn't pass up. I never put an order in for the LSP one, so and there was nobody else officially making a wide slider, so I thought, well, here is the time. Now, a bit of backstory about this particular replica. I believe it was a CT. I think it was the big button CT series 1 to 2. And one of my other dear friends called Zach, or the Nerd Corner 3000 on Instagram, bought it off eBay, I imagine, I don't know, or on Instagram, one of the two, and converted it into the wide a So that's that one, and then he obviously sold it on to Alfie, and then Alfie sold it to me. So a fair few of the Sonics in my collection, actually, apart from the rubber toes, have been through a few people in the community. So it's nice to know, do you know what I mean, that it's been through. And some people will say to me that, oh, the emitter's not accurate for this one, or the paint job might have to be a little bit better, or something like that. I think the paint job's perfect personally, but somebody will probably pick up on what's accurate and what's not accurate about this replica. But to me, the beauty of it is that a passionate member of this community, Zach, thought, right, I want to customize a bog standard CT, which, by the way, the big button CT is not accurate whatsoever. So to take a non-accurate version of what probably was supposed to replicate the wide slider, and he thought, right, okay, I'm going to customize this into the wide slider. So obviously, that's what I love about it. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. I don't think anything apart from the actual props that I believe Nick actually did customize this, but it was obviously originally Aztec model makers that did the first Aztec props. And I don't think anybody's ever going to be as accurate as them, even Nick, to be perfectly honest with you, for those ones anyway. The later ones, when he took over, yeah, okay, fair enough. You can say if you've got a rubber toe 10th, it's up for debate, but you can say it's close to screen accurate as possible. For me personally, I have always been about accurate. It needs to look like it, and for me, this looks like the wide slider. So for me, I don't have an issue. Okay, it's not like a CO toy kind of vibe where the CO toy looks absolutely nothing like the Sonic whatsoever. So yeah, that's that little backstory, and of course, again, massive thank you and a massive big shout out to Alfie, who goes by the name of Smith on Instagram. Check his Instagram out. I'll put it in the link description. Follow him. Like his posts. He's fantastic. He does have a YouTube channel as well, where he posts various things, but Doctor Who stuff as well. So, yeah, I'll put the links in the description. Go and like and subscribe and follow and do whatever with him, because he's fantastic. Also, I just want to say that I got this when I met up with him for Comic Con yesterday. It was a Leeds Comic Con, and he lives around that area. So I drove up to go and see him, and I met a few of the others for the first time as well. That was fantastic. And then some of which I've already met that came as well. So that was great. And it was just such a great day. In fact, I'll put a photo at the end. I had a photo with Paul McGann, because Paul McGann was there, the only Doctor there, the only like ounce of Doctor Who-ness there, apart from the music that was playing in the background, which I think was Matt Smith's music from his series. But yeah, that was like the only thing really. But in the picture, which Alfie took, by the way, credits to him, basically he's holding my Night of the Doctor 8th Sonic, which I'm so happy that he did, and I'm holding the wide slider and the CT 11th. So it's a fantastic photo. I'm going to put it on at the end of this video so you can see it. I had a fantastic day. Not only did I get a wide slider, not only did I get a photo with Paul McGann, but I got to meet some amazing people, and that was really the main reason I actually went to Leeds, because it is 2 hours away from where I live. So if you're not in this country, if you're watching from a different country, you probably ain't going to know all these names. But anyway, it's 2 hours away from where I live. Let's just leave it at that. And basically, yeah, so it was a long way for me to go, but I went basically to see my friends. But yeah, I want to manage to get a sword as well, and I believe it's a sword from The Walking Dead as well. So if you're a fan of that, I might do a review of that, possibly. Let me know in the comments down below if you're a fan of The Walking Dead. I'll do a video of it. To be honest, I bought it because it was a katana, and it was one of the only ones available left in stock, and I've always wanted a katana. So I didn't have a clue it was, because I haven't watched The Walking Dead personally. People have told me to watch it, but I haven't. There's so many series I need to get into right now that it's on the list, but it's you know, not the highest on my list anyway. But I'll be looking forward to using the sword when I see it. So yeah, that's that. The second thing is, I am so sorry that I haven't done a video in a while. I think it's been over a month now. I've just had nothing to post. I've had absolutely nothing to do a video of, because it's been quiet with replicas at the moment. The wide slider's the first one I've got in a long time. I did the tri-slided Aztec as well. I think the last video was either that one or the collection video, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I've got the Sonic pen is coming hopefully soon, but I don't know. In this day and age with replicas, you just don't know when you're going to get them. You're just going to get them when you get them, basically. It'll turn up at your door and you'll be like, oh, okay, wasn't expecting this today, but there we go. I was, you know. So the Sonic pen should be soon, and then I've got the laser on the way as well. So I hope, you know, there will be a few things, but like I said, I think they're far and few between. So videos are going to be a bit ropey, purely because I have nothing to review. I mean, there are a few replicas I'm thinking of doing. I've got some Harry Potter stuff that I bought from Florida, so I might do a couple of videos on them. Again, let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do Harry Potter stuff as well as the sword, because that is technically a replica, so I will do it. So yeah, anyway, that's that out the way. I'm sure everybody will be happy to, people that like my videos anyway, will be happy to know that to watch this one. So yeah, so let's get straight into it. So here it is, and it looks amazing. I mean, it looks fantastic. This stand was made by a good friend of mine as well on Instagram, called Deadlock. Is it Deadlock Designs? I don't know. changes the name quite frequently on there, but I'll find it and link it in the description below. He does make the stands for the CT 11th. I believe it fits the V2 and the V1 as well. 11th, let's just call it 11th. He does stands for the 11th, he does stands for the 10th, and I believe the War Doctors Sonic and some of the classics as well he does. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So that stand is not a stand that came with the CT, or, you know, it was bought separately to house this Sonic. So, but I just thought I'd put the stand in the picture to raise it a bit from the glass. So yeah, so here it is in all of its glory. Now if we can just so you can see here it's got the that CT emitter that he used in his earlier days, which I actually quite like. The head here, which is nice and shiny and obviously fitting for CT's work. As we come onto the body now, you'll notice this is quite beaten up, and you've probably noticed that since I've started the video and started talking. But this is actually because it's supposed to be replicating how it looked like in Doomsday, which I believe might be its last appearance. Because then I think it was the Tri-Slider and the Grey Aztec that was used in Series 3. And then obviously he got his own version in Series 4. So yeah, I do believe this is actually... Doomsday was its last appearance. So yeah, this is it literally at the end of its tether. And I actually quite like it weathered. I think it's pretty awesome. So all those little sort of paint gashes there, that is intentional. That's not by accident. That's to mimic the wear of this. Will I get it restored one day? Maybe. If I get bored of the weathered appearance, I might do. But I like weathered Sonics personally because I love the 4th Doctor Sonic weathered. So I don't know, I'll probably keep it as it is, to be honest. But you've got the grub screws there. Then you've got the activation switch. The only thing that I believe is different is that the button should be a little bit more in. But then I don't know if that's for sure, and I don't know how you do that anyway. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it personally, but then again, I might have to watch it and pause it and stuff to see for sure. But then we go down to the back here and we've got the traditional CT milled, where it's sort of a lot deeper than the other ones, which I actually prefer, to be honest. I like that. And then, of course, we've got the end cap here as well, which is just fantastic. Fantastically done. Unlike one of the others that I've had recently, which we won't get into. And then, of course, the infamous fat slider channel, which is why it got its name, the wide slider. Now, as we extend it up, we have the black and red slider channel with the glass cracking, like all CTs do. And I actually don't want to get that restored. I actually think it looks better the way it is. It just adds to the weathering, in my opinion. But yeah, so there you go. The whole sort of disembodiment of it really is sort of mimicking the wear and tear of it. So with obviously features, press the button and we get a nice, it's very bright light. Now obviously there's no sound, which I thought was weird, because I thought doesn't the CTs have sound? But then maybe when he was customizing it, the customizations maybe were probably like, you know, what do you call it, hindering it from having sound. But yeah, so there you go. It's got a nice weight to it as well, this, because it's obviously a CT. It's got, you can see brass there, you can see that this clip is brass. it's premium quality CT metal as well. So yeah, and it is a very bright light as well, to be fair. Now you can't display it in open mode, sadly, because it's like the props. It just falls back down. So yeah. But standing up in its stand, I'll take this off the podium for you to see. You can see there that it looks pretty awesome. To be fair, I mean, that I wish was painted in sort of a grayer colour instead of the gold. But yeah, I do. This is my favourite Sonic, I think, in the RTD era, to be fair, the wide slider. I just love it. I think it's brilliant. It's the transition between the Aztec, which I've had bad experiences with, and the the slider version that we've obviously got from CT and Rubber Toe. So yeah, so obviously I'll put this back down here so you can see it. So I've brought a few in for comparison here. You can see it flashing in the background there. This is the tri-slided Aztec, or the intermediate, which is what it was called originally. Also made by the Nerd Corner as well. So these two both were customized by Zach. So again, that's amazing that I've got two that have been made by a fan that loves the show. It's just fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant that you know, that I can own these two pieces because they're so fantastic. And the thing I love about this is the slider plate. I think it's so cool. It's just completely different to any of the other ones we've had. Like, this comes after the wide slider, literally in the episode after Doomsday. So obviously this, I don't know if this was made by any parts. It couldn't have been made by the same body because obviously that has a fat slider plate. So I reckon that the slider plate for the wide slider was completely like sent to a museum or scrapped or whatever, because there was nothing they could have done with it. But I reckon maybe the head was salvaged from it, or, you know. But if you look carefully, there are a few slight differences. Well, mainly being the yellow wire as well. And this one's very bright as well. I don't know what batteries he's used in these. But honestly, they're fantastic. But this is what I was saying about the end cap. The end cap is terrible on this one. It's 3D printed, so you can see all the don't know if we'll get it in there in the video, but you know, I don't know if we'll get it in really. I don't think it will. But yeah, and it's got a chip on it as well, which is really annoying, so I need to replace that. And this one is a little bit undersized as well. But it's awesome. It's fantastic. And I've got three of these 10th Doctor Sonics now. Well, one, I class this as the 9th and 10th Doctor Sonic. That's what the title's going to be, by the way. The 9 and 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. Well, it'll probably be the 9 and 10th Doctor's wide slider. But yeah. So, I mean, how can we do this properly? There's the heads there for you to look at. I mean, milled obviously completely differently by completely different people. Then we've got this little bit here where the teeth meet each other. Obviously, this is a bit fatter, this is more thinner. And then we go on to the bodies here, which obviously are completely different. This one's weathered but looks more grayer, whereas this one looks more creamer. And it has bigger crackles. There, obviously the sliding channels themselves are completely different as well. There, and then obviously the backs, this is far more superior because this is just terrible. But again, I don't blame Zach for that because he didn't make it. It was obviously the guy that made it originally that Zach bought it from. But either way, I mean, 3D printed or not, you shouldn't sell somebody a Sonic that looks like that. I mean, that's atrocious, really. So yeah, the one thing I love about this one is the teardrops, the bits here. I love them, absolutely fantastic. And of course, what happens when you put two Sonics together? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Sorry, that was my attempt, my silly attempt at trying to replicate two Sonics, basically disturbing each other. But yeah, so those are the major differences there. Now, of course, what is a 9 and 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver video without the Rubberto Series 4 10th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver? So here it is in all of its glory, and this looks completely different to both of them. I mean, you've got the traditional slider plate here that everybody grew to love eventually, even though I still prefer the wide slider. Obviously, a perfect sliding channel with no cracks, because Nick did it apparently properly. But I don't know, because I think the cracks actually make it look more accurate, make it look more weathered and used. Whereas if it doesn't do that, it just makes it like it's not had any action, which to me, I think it should weather over time. And I think if it does weather, you shouldn't get it made pristine again, because the Doctor wouldn't sit in his TARDIS repainting it every time it had a scratch or a gash on it, would he? He wouldn't replace this in the journeys to make it not cracked anymore. So, you know, but that's just my opinion anyway. But there you go. So that is, of course, and this was held by David Tennant as well, by the way. So there you go. I just need to meet Eccleston now so he can hold the wide slider, and then I'll be absolutely sound. But yeah, so there you go. And this one does make sound, but it's very loud. But all three of them have a bright LED, to be honest. So yeah, there you go. It looks awesome. All three of them like that look like a stare. It's like a stare of 9 and 10th Doctor Sonics. Same software, but completely different casing. Or casing that looks similar, but ultimately is obviously completely different. So yeah. And you can see the emitter heads. That one sticks out a little bit more. This one is a little bit more sort of flatter. This one is similar, but not the same, which is good. To the One Company one, where it's like more poking out, but it's not quite the same, which is good, because I hate the One Company emitter. So there you go. So literally 3 completely different replicas, and 3 that I absolutely love so much. So yeah. I don't know where to put that. I'll put it there so you can kind of see them both sort of there. So we'll leave it with that picture, I think. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. Of course, it always makes me feel happy when people ask me questions or people comment saying they love it, because it makes me happy to know that I'm creating videos that you love. And of course, I'm famous for long videos as well, so I do apologise for that. But at the end of the day, you know, it's all videos for you to watch, you know, when you're down, when you're upset, or just when you want to watch something Doctor Who related. You know, that's all I want to do. You know, you're in bed at night watching YouTube and you want to watch something about Doctor Who. You want an average person who's not famous, not, you know, just talking random nonsense about Doctor Who. That's all you want, and that's all I aim to please in this in these videos. So yeah, Am I going to get any more 10th Doctor or 9th Doctor Sonics? I don't know at the moment. I would like to get an 11th hour again one day. But it won't be an expensive one. It'll probably be a conversion, to be fair. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I've got a few things in the pipeline, but it's all about money and whether you have it at the time that people want it. So we'll see. We will see indeed. But yeah, so please like and comment and subscribe and all that jazz. And of course, we'll have to do it with this one because I've never done it with this one before. But like I say in all my videos, have a fantastic day. Keep sonicking. Bye bye. I just want to say an absolute thank you to Alfie, to Zach for even making these customizations possible, and also I am also trying out my intro for the first time, which was made by Doc Spicer on Instagram. So thank you very much to him as well. The links for their Instagrams will all be in the link description below. And of course now, for the last bit of the video, you can enjoy the photo of Paul McGann and myself yesterday. So take care, guys, and see you in the next one. That's something we haven't seen for a long time, isn't it?